Well, hey, good morning and welcome back. It's so good to see you all you hundreds of people sitting out there. It's fantastic. We love it. Yes. It's been a weird couple of months, but we decided to open the church back up again. We socially distance. We encourage the wearing of face masks, except for me when I'm speaking. Just great to be back. I really do miss this place. Yeah. So let's begin this morning. One light. Sing it right through your mask. That's great.
One light brings us all together. Inside you and me, one light shines in every person that I see. It's a light that shines inside of me. One light brings us all together. It's a light that shines inside of me. It's a light that shines inside of me.
Well, that felt wonderful. Thank you. Let's begin this morning. Kind of settle back in your seats, relax, get comfortable, and consider these words from our prayer for inner peace. I open my heart and mind this morning to the presence of God that is within me and in everyone and everything, that one power and one presence. I let God's peace fill my being. In this presence, I am peaceful, poised, confident, and strong. I relax in God's loving care and release all of my cares to knowing that God is upholding me and sustaining me in all that I do. God's presence calms me, quiets the storms around me, and leads me to a place of perfect peace. As I center myself in that peaceful presence this morning, I let go of every concern and relax in the safety of God's love and in the love of those around me. I find Unity of Port St. Lucie a sanctuary of love and peace, and I am open and receptive to receive all it has to soothe my mind and soul this day. And so it is. Amen. If you would read with me our statement of faith. There is only one power and one presence in my life and in the universe. God the good, omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotence. And our core values, what do we stand for? Unity of Port St. Lucie encourages diversity, embraces harmonious and creative pursuits of truth and knowledge in a safe environment to achieve balance and wholeness in the world. Thank you. We all love to greet and hug, and God knows what else, but we have to do it. We have to do it from a socially distant perspective. So wave to one another, or there you go. Hello in the back. Thank you. Okay, it's time for another song. It's a new day. That's it. Jeff and Linda.
It's a new day, not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. There is only one God in everyone. Prayer will make the change. Peace we need to claim. It's a new day. Not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. All things grow with pain. Life can't stay the same. We have what was said. This our covenant today. It's a new day. Not too late to pray. Oh, I can visualize freedom from inside. Different people live worlds they can't forgive. Dreams I know can happen. Getting past the skin. It's a new day. Not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside. It's a new day. Not too late to pray. Not too late to pray. I can visualize freedom from inside.
Thank you all very much. This morning's daily word will be read by Linda Woodcox.
Good morning. The daily word for today is love. I am a loving presence to everyone I meet. It has been said that the world needs more love. The truth is that all love the world could ever need is already present everywhere because God is love and God is present everywhere. Created in God's image, I am divine love in human expression. I know that love is much more than a positive feeling. Divine love is the energy of oneness itself. As I remain centered in divine love, I know oneness in God with all people, including those who are dear to me and those I've never met. Divine love helps me to see good everywhere and in everyone. I look beyond conflict and limitation and find the good that is always mine to discover. And from John 4:7, Beloved, let us love one another because love is from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and knows God.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on His face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. The omnipresent love, the omnipresent peace, the omnipresent healing energy of the Lord is in this place and dwells within me. Dear Father of my being, alone with thee, I am asking, what am I? Who am I? Where am I? The answer comes from within. For I am not what I seem. I am not flesh and blood. And flesh and blood do not reveal me to myself. In back of personal estimate comes the consciousness that I am inseparably joined with thee. And until my union is acknowledged and consummated through divine cooperation of spirit, soul, and body, I am not content nor at one with thee in consciousness. I am that I am. I am thine all possibility. Where I am in reality is in thy bosom. Where I am in the world of effects depends upon what I think I am. Lord of my being, I would be disentangled from the servitude and the vicissitudes of the formed world. I would do all thou would have me do. I would be in the world, but not of it. I would dwell in the gloriousness of thy omnipresent companionship. I would always be still and hear that voice, that still small voice. I hear that instead of all of the confusion and the clamor of my senses. I would know and would never assume. I would truly live, not just exist. Give me, dear Lord, thy conscious support, and let me be filled with the love and the zeal that give character and direction to the activities of my mind and of my body. I in them and thou in me, they that may be perfected into one, right here, right now, and forever, in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the indwelling Christ. Amen and amen.
Hallelujah.
Well, good morning. Here we are, wrapping up our series on how to let God help you. As we know, this is a book that was written by our mother of unity, Myrtle Fillmore, and it was written during her lifetime. However, it was not published until 25 years after she left the planet. Everything that is in this book was actually written by her. Some letters she wrote, some speeches that she gave, some talks that she gave during her lifetime, and a compilation of things that were found after she transitioned. So just for a quick recap, first week we talked about our true purpose, and we know what that true purpose is. Our purpose is to be the light of the world, the light of peace, the light of harmony, the light of healing, the light of joy, the light of prosperity, the light of happiness, and of course, that wonderful light of unconditional love. And last week, we talked about the longing of our souls. That is what we really, really want deep, deep, deep down inside. And we know what that is. We know what we want. We want heaven. And we're not talking about a place high up in the clouds. We're talking about the state of consciousness that is heaven. For in unity, we understand that heaven and hell are states of consciousness. And we can choose heaven right here, right now. Heaven is a choice that we make. We can be in a heavenly state of mind. And it doesn't matter what's going on around us. So now this week we're going to be discussing our living service. What are we here to do? We are here to fulfill a need. We are here to provide something that the earth is lacking. And we know all it takes is to just look around and see and know that what this earth is truly lacking is an awareness and a consciousness that we are one. All you have to do is look at the news. The news of this week, some events have been absolutely horrific. And that is largely because we forget. We don't know. People do not understand that we are one with the universe. We are one with each other. And therefore, we are one with God. If there was a recognition of that oneness with all human beings, the things that we witness in this world simply would not be taking place. And we know this. We know this at the very core of our beings. So what happens with us now, as light workers, as truth seekers, as truth speakers, is we stand up. We stand up in our truth. We stand up and be the Christ that we know we are in this world. Myrtle Fillmore said it this way: if it seems to you that you are a square peg in a round hole, make yourself fit into the hole or get into another one. Don't stay there rattling around and getting nowhere. Now, what that means in a nutshell is do not be complacent. Do not get stuck in a rut, going along just to get along. Speak up. Be an example. Be an example of the Christ light that we all are by shining your Christ light. Our work is a means of expressing what God is unfolding through us. God is unfolding through us some magnificent things. But it is up to us to let that come through. We cannot bury it. We talked last week about hiding our light under a bushel. We cannot allow the Christ light to be hidden. It is possible for people to live an entire lifetime without ever realizing their potential, without ever realizing their true purpose in this world. Do not give permission to circumstances to deny you your truth. Do not give permission to circumstances. Permission. Don't give them the permission to make you sit back, be silent. Do not give circumstances the permission to stand between you and your highest good, to stand between you and your truth. Do not give circumstances permission to silence you. In Romans, the 12th chapter, the 2nd verse, say, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Do not allow your consciousness to get consumed and swallowed up with all of the fearful thoughts and actions that are unfolding around us. Allow divine idea to work for you. Allow divine idea to work with you. Allow divine idea to work through you and as you in all things. I'm going to share a very personal family story with you. My maternal grandmother was born in 1902 in rural Charles County, Maryland. That's the southern part of Maryland. And if you know anything about the country at that time in history, African Americans were denied many, many rights. Some people now are actually trying to turn back that clock. My grandmother risked her life walking the dark country roads in Charles County, Maryland, recruiting people to be members of the NAACP. Times were so rough back there that she was not even allowed to go to school beyond the 6th grade. She craved an education. And so what she did, because she wanted to be a teacher so badly, when she finished the 6th grade, she continued to go to school. And she wound up helping the teacher. Eventually she did get married, start a family. And that was the period which she began to work as an NAACP organizer. She was still teaching and educating people about the fact that they were entitled to decent human and civil rights. She risked her life doing this. She was a charter member of the local NAACP chapter. She was an officer of the NAACP in that chapter until her health got to the point where she just simply couldn't do it any longer. My grandmother did not leave this planet until 4 months before her 100th birthday. So she truly lived a complete life of service. She didn't just serve the NAACP. She served her church. She was Catholic her entire life. And she was such a good Catholic that in the 1980s, she received a medal from the Pope. And we jokingly say, but it is true, that was one of her prized possessions. And when she transitioned, we buried that medal with her. But my grandmother was not the only person who gave a life of service. She was unheralded. In other words, she was not written up in history books. But there are people who we know about who are in history books. People who some of us had the blessing of having witnessed their work during our lifetimes. And then others have transitioned on before us. But look at people from the 20th century. Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa. All of these people lived lives of service. And you don't have to go to the great lengths that these 4 individuals went to, but you still can live a life of service. And your service can be great or small. It does not matter. When you live a life of service, you bless not only those who you serve, but you also bless yourself and the entire planet. Myrtle Fillmore said this: the Lord will bring good to pass in ways that you may least expect when you just let go and rest in the assurance that divine law is working. Divine ideas work through you. Take life easy and allow these divine ideas to work for you, to work through you, and to work, of course, as you. And the wonderful thing is, because we are co-creators with God, we have the blessing and the capacity and the ability to move from one cause to another and still maintain that perfect alignment with our truth. So whether your mission is social injustice, next week, next month, it could be the ecology. It could be equal rights. It could be women's rights, education reform, healthcare reform. There are so many areas in which we can be of service. We can be living examples of service through prayer, through meditation, through just being a friend, to reaching out to someone in our community and offering to just be present when they are experiencing a severe challenge. Our actions bring about prosperity for the entire world, not just those tangible and material prosperity things, but also the intangible. Our actions can bring about peace. Our actions through living service can bring about harmony, happiness. Our actions through living service can make the difference between someone who is so totally and completely depressed that they are ready to give up on life, or give them the will to live and to keep moving on, keep doing. Think about the gift of the loaves and the fishes. Share the gifts that we have, that you have, and know that you are a blessing in all that you do, in all that you say, in all that you think. Be the blessing to this world that you have been put here to be. Do those things that you know you have been called to do in your spirit, in your heart. You know what God is calling you to do. You know what Holy Spirit is guiding you to do. Release your ego and set aside the concerns and the cares that what you do is not enough. Be the Christ that you know you are. I'm going to share an affirmation with you before we get ready to wrap up. And that affirmation comes directly from Myrtle Fillmore's book, How to Let God Help You. I'm going to repeat it 2 or 3 times so you'll have time to absorb it, repeat it, and even write it down. And here it is. The all-providing substance of spirit is everywhere present. I mold it with my thoughts and make it tangible with my faith. Let's say it again together. The all-providing substance of spirit is everywhere present. I mold it with my thoughts and make it tangible with my faith. One last time. The all-providing substance of spirit is everywhere present. I mold it with my thoughts and make it tangible with my faith. God bless you. I love you. I bless you. I see the Christ in you, and I know your living service will make you do great and wonderful things. Amen and amen. Namaste.
Today's song is Gonna Be All Right. Jeff and Linda.
This is a song that we did a few weeks back while we were still doing our YouTube services. It's a song that Linda and I wrote while we were under quarantine, so we had a lot of time. And it's a feel-good song. I feel it's a feel-good song. And we're going to share what we've been blessed with you. You may have seen it online. We did a video, and now we're just going to do it live. So if there's a hiccup, there's a hiccup. It will be Linda's fault, not mine.
Whatever. It's a Passover. Say it. You can't see, but there's a light that's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's a light that's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's a light that's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's light. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. I said you can't see, no, but there's light. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's light. It's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's light. It's gonna be alright. You can't see, but there's light. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Jeff. Offerings and tithes, a little bit different this morning. I would invite you to take your offerings in your hands, and we'll say the blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. Right now, we would normally float those offering plates around the sanctuary. They'll be at the back of the church on the way out. CDC recommends that's how we do it, so we're going to do it that way. Let's see, the weekly activities. The prayer chaplain is available today. Linda will do it. Thank you very much. I left that blank intentionally. Prayer circle is on Thursday morning. Gentle yoga with Alana is going to begin, Sherry, which Tuesday?
June 9th,
June 9th.
a week from Tuesday.
She would like to limit the size of the gathering to 4. And I think there's a sheet at the back. And Sherry will get in touch with Lana and see what kind of crowd she's going to get. The First Friday Book Club is back in business on June 5th.
That's this Friday.
That's this Friday. As is this Tuesday, spiritual discussion. Next Sunday, we have Reverend Linda coming either back with us or she's going to upload a video. Not quite sure which method she's going to choose. Hope she comes down. But we know it's always going to be good. And thank you all for your attendance. Thank you all for your love. Thanks for Jeff Shepard over here. Yes, sir.
2 announcements, or really 3. One is we're going to start choir rehearsal this Wednesday for those that want to attend. And don't tell me what to say. My wife is just telling me what. You can take that thing off your mouth and talk to everybody if you like. Oh my goodness. The other announcement is, I think that's what she was mumbling, is that Shepherd and Green are going to do another driveway concert in front of our house. We have it online if you don't have the address, and Linda just happens, okay, thank you for the other instruction. She just happens to have a flyer in her purse that she can hand to you in case you don't know where we live or you want to stalk us or something. We'll give you our address. It's next Sunday at 7 p.m. to 7:30. It's a quick and to the point. We were trying to wait till the sun goes down because the last one we were drenched. I lost 5 pounds myself. And the other announcement I'd like to make is that our dear President, Sherry Peck, has made this church so clean. I mean, it's always been clean, but she really cleaned it the other day. And I was about to leave, and I had a little bit of trash. She did not allow me to put it in the clean trash can. That's how deep cleaning she did. I had to take my germy trash home with me. So, feel very safe in this place. Just want you to know.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Sherry, who said she wasn't going to talk today, going to talk. Yeah, I knew you couldn't keep your mouth closed. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't know my mic was on.
First of all, I just have to say it is so awesome to see all of you here. I have goosebumps. It's just tremendous. And we know that some of our congregation is at home and they need to be. So that's why those of you who want to come, it's awesome, and those of you can still see on YouTube at home. And that's another thank you I have, is for these 4 people up here beside me who have kept all of this going during the shutdown. Shepard's coming in to sing. John was here every time. And Paul Shepard, who has been our guardian angel. And hey, he's getting things online even when it took him all night sometimes to do things and so forth. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's kept us going.
Say the same thing. Put yourself on.
And just as a postscript, Jeff's note about the trash is only half true.
Oh,
I told you you had to throw it away in the one that still had trash in it.
I was scared. I took it home.
You guys are too much. This next song is going to feel really good to do, so let's stand and have our peace song. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you all very much. See you next Sunday.